What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about, it's actually something different. I'm usually doing more football-related content, but, this channel wasn't always intended to do that. I mean, even the channel name, Anime Dolphin, was meant to, symbolize me being a Dolphins fan and an anime fan. I was going to kind of talk about a lot of different things. I actually have at least one Star Wars related video. I think it's still up on my channel. It was like a what if fan fiction-y kind of thing. So yeah, I figured I'd just do a tier list. It is May 4th after all, so I figured why not. I didn't make this, honestly. I found one of them on Tier Maker. I kind of reworked the tiers, and I also moved everything in chronological order, at least as much as possible. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. It isn't just the movies, as you can see. It's got like 3 different games. It's got a couple cartoon series. So, yeah. KOTOR, the first one, I'll put that in A. KOTOR, the first one, was absolutely fantastic. One of the best RPGs, period, I've ever played. Not even just Star Wars related. The second one, though, I mean, it was good. It wasn't bad, but it definitely... I'll put it in B. It was good, but it definitely wasn't as good as the first one. I'm going to be honest. Definitely recommend playing both of them, though, if you haven't. Even if you're not a fan of Star Wars, if you just like RPGs, you'll like those. The Old Republic MMO, I'm going to put that in B as well. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved it. Do I want to... I'm going to put it in A. I loved it. I loved most of the class's stories. Jedi Counselor was kind of boring, I'll be honest with you. But the combat was actually pretty interesting with the Jedi Counselor. It was just the story that kind of sucked. But if you make 8 unique different storylines and one of them sucks, then it is what it is. But I loved it. I don't really play it anymore, but I played it for years. So, almost every day. Now, Phantom Menace. Also, I don't hate the prequels as much as most people do, so most of the prequel stuff will be higher than for most people. Where do I want to put Phantom Menace, though? I think I'll put it in C. It's a solid movie. It's not bad, but it's not great. Let's see. Darth Maul is really cool, but I don't really think he's the best in this movie. I think the stuff he appears in afterward is better. Some of the comics, some of the novels, the Clone Wars cartoon, that type of thing. He was in Rebels too, but I wasn't as big a fan of him there. But of course, Qui-Gon was fantastic. Liam Neeson is just fantastic in general. But yeah, I'll put Phantom Menace in C. Attack of the Clones. I'll also put that in C. I don't hate this movie either. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people hate both of these movies, but I'm not one of them. I won't say that they're great. They definitely do have their flaws. And the Naboo scenes were pretty cringy. Pretty much all the scenes with Padme and Anakin were pretty cringy. I think we can all agree to that. But overall, I loved it. It's got one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars in it, which is Anakin looking for his mother. I just love the darkness in that. And the Star Wars films, by the way, not Star Wars as a whole. A lot of Legends material is a little bit better. By the way, I forgot to mention, too, when I was talking about the Old Republic game, the MMO, it actually has my favorite Star Wars character introduced into it, which is Darth Malgus. So, yeah. And Revan, of course, is dope as shit, and so is Darth Nihilus and KOTOR too. So yeah, but yeah, Attack of the Clones is cool. Introduced Count Dooku, which he's a really cool character. Yeah, overall, I don't hate the movie, but obviously it's not fantastic. The original Clone Wars cartoon, put that in C as well. It's all right. It's all right. Um, Pretty short lived. Animation was okay for its time. It's all right. That's all I can really say about it. The Clone Wars movie, I'm gonna put it D. I wasn't that big a fan of this. The show was fantastic. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just do that. The Clone Wars cartoon, as far as a movie or show goes, is better than all of these. The only thing that would almost compete with it would be the first KOTOR, but even then, I think I'd put Clone Wars over it. The only thing that would kind of go over Clone Wars is some of the novels and stuff, but that's not there. So I don't really read too much Star Wars stuff anymore, but I definitely did before the Disney buyout. I kind of stopped there because it wiped out all of canon, so I kind of stopped caring. Republic Commando. This was a great game. I'll put that in B. Republic Commando was kind of difficult to put on the list as well chronologically because it starts off like directly after Geonosis, but it goes into being with the Empire, so it kind of ranged the whole thing. So I just kind of put it in the Clone Wars era. But yeah, I'll put that in B next to KOTOR 2. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't anywhere near KOTOR or, for me, SWTOR. Definitely nowhere near Clone Wars. Clone Wars would honestly be above them all. Matter of fact, I think I want to make an audible right now. Clone Wars, and we'll do blue, I guess. Oops, that's not what I wanted. By the way, I woke up like 15 minutes ago. Let's add a row above. And this one will be Clone Wars. I'll make it blue. And I'll put that just by itself because this stands on its own to me. By the way, sorry I accidentally kicked the mic. Yeah. Revenge of the Sith, I'm actually going to put that up there too. This is my second favorite Star Wars film. I'll get into my favorite later. But yeah, I know a lot of people are really critical of this one too, but I love it. The combat scenes are the best we've seen since. The best we've ever seen in Star Wars. I really liked the dynamic of Palpatine turning Anakin. Just watching that happen. I mean, of course, there are some cringy scenes, like right after Anakin killed Mace Windu. What have I done? Or, the classic one. The first time we see him in the suit in Revenge of the Sith is cringy as shit, too. It's very memey. But, yeah, overall, I love the movie. I really do. It's easily the most exciting Star Wars movie. So yeah, it's a fantastic one. I don't care what anybody says. I love Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, Solo was all right. Solo was okay. That's all I really have to say about Solo. Star Wars Rebels. I'll put that at B. It's good. It is, but it's cool. It's good, but it's not great. It definitely never reached where Clone Wars was to me. But putting it next to Republic Commando and KOTOR 2 that makes sense to me. So, Rogue One. I'm gonna put that in C as well. Now, here's the thing. As a movie, it would probably be in B. But if I was looking at it as just a Star Wars film, it'd probably be in D. It's not F. There's only one movie that's going to F. And we'll get there later. It just didn't have a Star Wars feel, even a little. And honestly, I didn't care about any of the characters. Like, none of the characters made me feel for them or fear them. Now, of course, the last scene with Vader is dope as shit. It's one of the coolest scenes in Star Wars. But other than that, and the final battle as a whole was cool, but the whole build up to it kind of sucked. I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, New Hope. I'll put that in B. Of course, it's the start of Star Wars. Without this, we wouldn't have any of this, but it isn't one of the more entertaining movies, especially nowadays. I still love it. I still do really like this movie. Keep in mind, this B tier, I love all of these. It's just A is on a different level, and Clone Wars is, like I said, above it all. But I still do love A New Hope. Now, this here is, in my opinion, the best Star Wars film. This would be like this. I still like Clone Wars better than even Empire Strikes Back. But, yeah, this is, in my opinion, the best Star Wars movie. It had the best storytelling that you could have gotten in 2 hours. At the time, I mean, I'm too young to have really known this twist. I kind of knew Vader was Luke's father throughout watching the whole movie, so it wasn't really a shock to me. But I can only imagine at the time the plot twist there, and it's kind of a trope now in movies. But yeah, I love Empire Strikes Back. Everything about it is just absolutely fantastic. It's one of the few ones, actually this and Revenge of the Sith, where the bad guys kind of win. So yeah, I love it. Return of the Jedi, we'll put in that in B as well. Do I want to put it in B? Yeah, it would be kind of like this, though. It'd be kind of like between A and B. Also, so would Republic Commando. If I could give it like a B plus or an A minus, that's what it would be. Return of the Jedi, it's really good. I don't really have anything holding it back. It's just I put these on just another level. The Ewoks, I still don't like the Ewoks. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know it was mostly just a way to sell toys, but I'm just not a fan of the Ewoks at all. But anyway, let's get into the sequel trilogy. Let's see. Force Awakens. Having trouble placing this. If I had like a B minus or a C plus, that's where this would go. I'll put it in B, I guess, because it's more a B minus and a C plus. I feel okay putting it next to KOTOR, but it's, keep in mind, it is below A New Hope and Return of the Jedi for me. The reason why it's below, I'll put it in C, actually. It's below A New Hope because it basically is A New Hope all over again. So yeah, I'll put it in C. Not too much. I mean, they introduce new characters, but not a big fan of them. Not a big fan of Rey and Kylo. We'll kind of get into some of that in the next films. So yeah, this is the only one going in F. I can't stand Last Jedi. I can't stand it. Um, I think this is by far the worst of the Star Wars films. Um, it started off okay. It would have been like D in the beginning, but then as the movie went on, it just kept getting worse and worse. I feel like either Ryan Johnson hated Star Wars as a kid and just wanted to ruin it, or hated J.J. Abrams for some reason, because he shit all over Star Wars as a whole and everything that J.J. Abrams was trying to set up in Force Awakens. Um, and this honestly really affected the next movie that we'll get into in a minute, but everything about this movie was stupid. Luke's death, I'm not actually mad that Luke died. I went into that movie kind of expecting it, but I'm just mad about how he died. Um, let's see. Kylo and Rey, their problems kept on manifesting, but I'm gonna wait until the next one to talk about my problems with Rey and Kylo. Um, let's see. Luke completely acting way out of character, completely that pissed me off. Leia's scene of using the Force to get back out of space and back into the ship, that was really cringy. Um, Not only was it weird and out of place, just as a way to save her, but the CGI for a high budget film like that really sucked. Snoke's death was super anticlimactic. Like, we really set him up. We were all speculating before that movie started. And Snoke ended up dying just like that, kind of like a bitch. Rey's parents, that was kind of ruined a little bit. They had to do a whole workaround the next movie to try to basically break through that. I really do wish that J.J. Abrams could have produced all three films. I don't know how great they would have been, because it might have just been, a rework of the other movies. I don't know, but a lot of this movie was done to try to retcon some of the things in Last Jedi. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put this at if I could give this like a C minus, I would, because I do like it better than this. I do, but I definitely don't like it better than any of the. It's tough. Yeah, I'll keep it. I'll keep it there. This movie really manifested my problems. Well, it didn't manifest it, but it just like amplified all the problems I had with Rey and Kylo as characters, and just So my problems with them is Rey never had to work for anything. She did a little bit of training with Luke and Leia, I understand, but everything just came so easily to her. It reminds me of Boruto in the Naruto sequel. She just kind of gets handed everything. Like Force heal, that's supposed to be something that very few Jedi actually have. That's not usually supposed to be a very common thing. Like, you usually have to work pretty hard to get that, and then she just kind of pulls it out of nowhere. And like even in Force Awakens, her beating Kylo Ren, who not only was supposed to be, the Darth Vader of the First Order, but had trained with Luke and presumably trained with Snoke, and this woman who had never touched a lightsaber until now just beats the shit out of him. I don't care if he was injured. Even Finn was putting up a decent fight, and he's not even Force sensitive. But at least he was trained with melee weapons. So, I mean, I realize he got hit with that crossbow bolt and he wasn't trying to kill her, but I don't care. I don't care. That's kind of my problem with Rey. I do not like Rey at all. Actually, I think my favorite sequel character is probably Finn. I actually do like Finn a little bit. Kylo, he was meant to be this really cool villain, but he was kind of a bitch. He was not intimidating at all. He kind of just came across as all the things that people said that Anakin was, but I think it was even worse. Because I feel like when Anakin threw his quote unquote tantrums, it was after pretty significant moments, except for that scene in Attack of the Clones, like in the very beginning of the movie when he's like, "It's not fair." Like right before they went to Naboo, that one, sure, but I just couldn't ever take Kylo seriously. And the thing is, like, if Rey beat him in Force Awakens without any training, then I don't see how he beat her in Rise of Skywalker. Jesus, sorry, I just woke up. I don't know what you want from me, but I get it. He wasn't injured. I get that, but I don't care. Ugh. This movie just kept on breaking all the things that Star Wars, all of how things were supposed to work, and then they dropped so many plot lines. One of the more interesting things from Last Jedi was that little boy that pulled that broom to him with the Force. I wanted to see something to do with that. I know that was probably just symbolizing that there are more Force sensitives out there, but kind of wanted to see something with that. But yeah. Anyway, this is my list, so I just wanted to do something for May 4th. I might do more stuff like this in the future. I don't know, but anyway, I was into Star Wars way before I was football, and I figured to do something for it. So yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, I appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.